We're here today celebrating 1 year of ownership of the 2018 Civic Type R. It's been an incredible journey. I appreciate every single one of you who have been following me for this whole time, and the newer people who have joined us recently. It's been a fun ride, and there's so much more coming. 1 year Honda Civic Type R ownership. If you're new to the channel, here's what you missed. I want to introduce you to my new channel car. I got myself a brand new 2018 Honda Civic Type R. Cosmetically, the only thing I really have done is European front license plates. It's a daily driver for me. There it is, the baby seat. I'm down here in Fremont at Pristine Parts. I got two RV6 downpipes. Not one, two. Nobody needs two downpipes, but I couldn't decide which one I wanted. Alright, so as far as track days are concerned, guys, I'm what you commonly refer to as a noob. As you can tell by the construction, this is a very, very robust shift linkage system. Whew, I'm out of breath. Hold on a second. Oh man. Oh, I'm out of shape. We are back here at Laguna Seca Raceway. That's right, guys, we are back. We are back at Laguna Seca. This place has turned into my home track, completely unintentionally, but here we are. So obviously the time on PlayStation 4 is paying off. It's still dark out. It's 6 o'clock, we're at the gates a little bit early. We're at Thunderhill Raceway, waiting for the gates to open. Oh, I think they're opening the gates. Today, we're gonna add aero. So, some JDM goodies. We got the HKS front mount intercooler. This is going to be a lot lighter than the Mishimoto. Again, thanks to PRL for the hookup. I've got a charge pipe kit and the high volume air intake. Oh, holy moly. I couldn't even talk right there, but after switching to the HKS and the PRL charge pipe kit, the boost comes on like that. Oh man, this car just wants to pull. Woo! We're down at Laguna Seca. We're here for the big shakedown. There is the brake kit. And as I mentioned before, I've had a lot of changes done to the car since my last track day. If you guys haven't been following along, there's the Öhlins coilover suspension. I've already set it to what I think we're going to start with. Do you have any idea how disappointing it is to get another PB and still be so disappointed? Here we are, 1 year ownership into the Civic Type R, and I couldn't be more excited. So here are the things to look out for if you're looking to buy a Honda Civic Type R for yourself, and things to expect after 1 year of ownership. So as many of you probably already know, I daily drive this car. This is my commuter car. It's my channel car. I said that right from the beginning when I got this vehicle in one of the very first videos that I did. And right now I've got 15,940 miles, just under 16,000 miles. I've serviced it multiple times already. Here's what I'll tell you. As a daily driver, this car has been perfect. I've had no issues. I get regular oil changes. The cargo space is great. The miles per gallon, the fuel economy is great for the type of car that it is. After all of my usage, some aggressive driving here and there, I usually average around 23 miles per gallon, which everything all considered with the mods that I have is really, really good, and I'm happy with that. Before all the mods, when I was just driving around, putting around, I can average about 27, 26 miles per gallon. So the difference between fully stock and where I'm at now is not that big. It's still pretty good in fuel economy, and that's a mix of, you know, city driving and freeway driving, so it's really not that bad. As far as how well the car is held up, the car is great. You know, there are a lot of mods on the vehicle, but as far as how well the car is held up from the factory, it's been amazing. I don't hear any extra squeaks or rattles or anything out of the norm, despite how hard I've been on this car. The tracking, some of the mods that I have on it would cause a little more wear and tear, but the car is held up great. I don't see anything that I need to be concerned about. Another great thing that I've absolutely loved about this car in the year that I've had it is the cargo space. This car has so much utility to it, and I'm not even talking about for track days, and that's a whole nother different discussion, but being able to bring all that stuff on track days, extra wheels and tires and toolboxes and cans of fuel and just everything that I might need for that day, this car handles like a champ. But even for daily use, for cargo space, you know, runs to the grocery store, runs to Costco, hauling the kid around, it's been such a great car. And even if you were never ever intending on taking it out to the track, this car has just been so great for just daily use and cargo and the space that it provides. So let's focus a little more on the guy that's going to be modifying the car and maybe taking it to the track or taking it to some shows and whatnot. So here's some of the positives to take away after 1 year of ownership. If you're the guy that's going to mod, the car has an incredible presence. From the factory, it's the wild styling really adheres well to the guy that wants to show off the car. And for me, I wanted to tone down the looks a little bit. That's why I got black. I felt like it hit the lines a little bit more than maybe the white or the red or the blue did. But if you're the guy that wants to show off what he's got, you know, the aftermarket support for this car is incredible. There's already a slew of aftermarket manufacturers out there making parts and developing parts for this car, not just looks wise, but mechanically and performance wise. There's all kinds of stuff out there for the car. And you know, shout out to a lot of the guys that I hang out with at the track who have been heavily involved in that part of the process with different manufacturers. Stuff like the Olin suspension we would not have if it were for some of the guys in my group who work closely with you know, great shops like Sake Bomb and companies like Olin's. You know, Dave has been a huge influence in that. And, you know, just a lot of other people in my group. Steven Cronenberger, who tracks his car regularly and has been at the forefront of production for aftermarket parts, working with companies like Honda and Racebred components. And these are all things that I have on my car, by the way, which a lot of you already know. But the aftermarket support is incredible, and the community itself is incredible. So that's a huge takeaway if you're looking to modify your Honda Civic and get one of these for yourself. All right, so that's the good stuff. Let's talk about some of the downfalls, some of the pitfalls that I found while owning a Honda Civic Type R. So it's one of the positives, it's also one of the negatives, but the attention. This car gets a lot of attention, and for me personally, it hasn't been an issue, but just some of the people that I talk to that have this car as well, that drive this car, that own this car, people in my group, people in my club, people that I track with, I'm fortunate enough that I get to keep my car in a garage, whether I'm at home or at work. And on my days off, it's usually during the day when I'm out and about, and it's not normally in a place that's going to be of any real concern. For some of my buddies, they got to park on the streets. Maybe where they work isn't exactly the nicest place, and it attracts a lot of attention. So you got a lot of people that just want to look at the car because it's cool, or they may be peeking in to see what's going on. You know, it kind of sticks out. So it's an upside and it's a downside. It's part of, you know, having a car that looks this wild and crazy. It's something to love and be cautious about when you own a Honda Civic Type R. Definitely the attention and the looks is both a plus and a minus. Another thing to note, and this can be applied to not only the track guy, but some daily drivers if you're into driving your car aggressively, is the transmission. I've addressed this multiple times in a few of my videos, but the transmission, for some people, not all, there is a known second gear grind issue that multiple people have experienced, including myself. Now, I know a lot of you guys out there are saying, oh, learn how to drive stick shift. I don't need to hear it, okay, guys? There's plenty of people who have experienced a second gear grind, and maybe you're one of the few that have synchros or a non-issue in your transmission. Good for you. I'm happy for you, but there's definitely a lot of people out there, including myself, that have had transmission issues. It does get more exaggerated if you do track your car. As the transmission heats up, then you start to run into fourth gear lockout. And as it sits right now, with the mods that I have, with the things that I've done, run back through my videos if you haven't seen it, but I have addressed those issues. So as it sits right now, my transmission is good until I start adding more power, which I don't think I'm going to do at this point. Famous last words, knock on wood, I haven't had any issues. But second gear grind, fourth gear lockout, look it up. It's an issue. I've addressed it. Watch the videos. That's another concern. And the only other concern I would say, if you don't already own a Honda Civic Type R, is the price. At MSRP, this car now sits at about $37,000 and change, which is actually really good, but good luck finding one at MSRP. If you're lucky enough to be one of the few in the country that have gotten this car at MSRP, kudos to you, because not many of us have. And to tell you the truth, even at $5,000 over MSRP, it's still a great buy. Look at the competition. You got the Volkswagen Golf R, you got the Subaru SCI, which is an incredibly dated and old platform. Both of those cars are selling for more than the Civic Type R is at MSRP. So if you're paying MSRP on the Civic Type R, you basically stole the car. If you're paying a few grand over, it's still a good deal. And here's the thing to note, guys. If you're thinking about getting a Honda Civic Type R, now's the time to do it, because the price is rumored for 2020 on the Civic Type R to be over $40,000. That's $3,000 more than it is now, and $5,000 or close to $5,000 more than it was in 2017 when this was first introduced into the United States. So if you're still on the fence about getting a Honda Civic Type R, now's the time to get it. Dealerships still have 2019s in stock. Stop thinking about it. Stop waiting for the next iteration. Go out and get a Honda Civic Type R right now, because cars like this are dying off by the second. And Honda has already announced that they're going to be shutting down the Swindon factory in England in 2021 and no longer making Civic Type R's at that location. Doesn't mean they won't be making them in the future, but the Civic Type R as we know it may not be around for much longer, and the price is only going to keep going up and up and up. So if you're on the fence, and I'm telling you, after 1 year of ownership, I couldn't be happier. Stop thinking about it. Go get a Civic Type R right now. And that's really it, guys. I mean, after 1 year of ownership, I don't like doing 10 things I love and 10 things I hate. Those lists are clickbait, and I hate that format. So I'm not going to do one of those videos. There's so much more to love about this car than there is to hate about it. And hate is a strong word. And a lot of those videos will even say that, you know, they talk about nitpicking stuff just to come up with 5 or 10 things to hate about their Civic Type R. Give me a break. There aren't 10 things to hate about this car from anybody. Not even Doug DeMuro could come up with 10 things to hate about the Honda Civic Type R.
So what is the grand takeaway in all of this? There's a lot of great cars on the market, but none will fulfill all of your needs as a car enthusiast like the Honda Civic Type R. Of all the cars that I've owned, different types, two-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, Japanese, domestic, you name it. Hatchback, sedans, coupes, I've had them all. None of them have fulfilled all of my hopes and dreams like the Honda Civic Type R has. And let's face it, cars like this are absolutely a dying breed. How many other vehicles on the market, new or pre-owned, can you name that tick off all the boxes like this car right here? I couldn't be more thrilled to be a Honda Civic Type R owner, and I look forward to what the future holds for me and this car.
That's it for today's video. I just want to take another moment to say thank you to all of you. I appreciate every single one of you who have subscribed, who have followed me since the very beginning, and the new people who have joined us recently. If you're new to the channel, this is the first video you're watching, thank you for watching, but there's a ton of stuff that you guys have missed out on. You really should go back through the archives and check out some of the videos. Hit that subscribe button. 2020 is going to be an incredible year, even better than 2019. So thanks again, and as always, stay hungry, stay fast, stay tuned. I'm Michael Baxley, and I'm out.